I think it's that like the defensiveness or the lack of apology. It does something to me. It definitely like hurts, you know? So it feels scary to confront somebody because you don't know, what their response is gonna be. And I think it can be hard to like sometimes like, talking to somebody about something so real and raw can be really vulnerable. And so then if you're met with somebody who's not gonna be respectful of that vulnerability, that can be really scary too. I one time had somebody tell me I did something wrong. So of course, my first response was, "I'm sorry." But, then I, like, tried to explain. I was like, "Man, I've been having a really crappy summer. I've been panicking." Nate was, like, 1 years old. That was the hardest. I almost felt like 0 to 12 months was easier than 12 to 24. And I told her, I was like, "Man, I've been panicking. I've been having, like, postpartum anxiety, like, postpartum anxiety, like, it's, like, so panicky, like, I'm really struggling," and I was like, "So I'm really sorry I bothered you and hurt your feelings. This is just kind of where I'm coming from," and she said, "Well, Katie, we are all anxious." Like, so I think sometimes that's just an example of, like, when you're, like, giving them your vulnerability, it can feel really hard as maybe, like, an introvert, or maybe it's hard for everybody, but definitely as me, it can feel hard when that vulnerability is met with, like,
Mhm.
condescension.
Yeah, because
So I
what
think
what
that's scary too.
what do you remember the next time that you're in a situation and you're telling someone you're sorry and making yourself
Yeah,
vulnerable, and then all of a
you're
sudden,
scared. Mhm.
"Never
I
mind.
know.
Never I'm good. I'm
Mhm.
good. I'm
You
a
guys,
peace sake."
I feel like, really how the Holy Spirit's been working in my heart is to accept people for who they are and, not expect them to be different than what they're showing me that they're gonna be. Because I think sometimes I also live in a fantasy world where I think the best of everybody, and then I'm disappointed when they act exactly like they've taught me that they're gonna act. But I think also, and mom, what's the verse where it's, like, my job is not to please man, it's to please God. And really, like, if I'm praying, like that thing that I was kind of referencing at the beginning of the podcast, like, should I confront them or should I not? Like, as I sat and prayed about it, I realized, no, I shouldn't. What what I really wanted justice for, I'm not gonna get, by confronting this person, and I'm not going to reach the solution that I wanna reach. Maybe it feels like a cop out, but I think, in this scenario, the the bigger play was to, kinda choose to forgive them and then solidify a boundary. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Need
so I think like, oh, what's the verse?
It's Galatians
Yeah,
1:10. Am
yeah,
I now trying to win the approval of human beings or
yes.
of God? Or am I trying to please people? If I were still trying to please people, I would not be a servant of Christ.
Yeah, so I think as I was praying about it this morning, it was kind of like, well, my job is to please God, and pleasing God in this situation, I think, comes from accepting this person for who they are and solidifying boundaries and being showing up as a believer to them, and so really glad I didn't respond last night when I was pissed off or mad.
Your support means so much. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so we can keep growing this community together.